Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We're your hosts, OG Molly Mo, Khalil Almighty, and welcome to another amazing episode of The Almighty Show. Welcome back, my black brothers and sisters. Another beautiful day in Black History Month.
Hey, peace and black power.
Peace and black power. Today, like every other day, is a special day, but it's especially special because we have none other than my cousin, Miss Reaghan Perkins. How you doing, cousin?
Hello. Hi, how are ya?
I'm doing pretty well. You know, staying black, staying beautiful. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's day 4 of Black History Month.
Yep.
I get to celebrate all 28 days.
Oh yeah. So, I think the Grammys made it even better. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of black excellence happening that night.
Yeah.
A lot. Shout out everybody's favorite rapper, Kendrick Lamar, and
5.
Shout out Doechii. 5 of them things.
5.
Get the broom
so
out.
Proud of Doechii.
Oh yeah, I love that for her. She had a really amazing album. You know what I'm saying?
You said everybody's favorite rapper.
Yeah.
Who?
Yours. I'm guessing he won a Reagan. Yeah, he's won a Reagan.
Who?
Kendrick, don't act brand new.
Oh my goodness.
Don't act brand new.
You're not gonna start off like
that. Is that? I like, not to straight a conversation, but whose favorite is that? If I remember your replay, I don't think he won anything on your replay.
You know what's crazy?
He trying to clock your teeth.
That's what
Who your favorite? Who your favorite rapper?
I ain't got no favorite rapper.
You know what's crazy?
Okay.
At first, it was like G Herbo, the typical Chicago rappers and whatnot. But out of nowhere, like I promise you, out of nowhere, Drake shot up to like top 5. I was like, whoa, when did you become a Drake
shot up
fan?
to top 5? I wouldn't say that.
So since you're a Drake fan, how does it feel to know that his enemy is up on the stage just sweeping through?
Because of him. When Kendrick did put out one of his best pieces of work, he got snubbed by a white man. Did he not? Good Kid, Mad City is, I would say this, is his best album in my eyes. And probably in a lot of people's eyes, whatever. And what happened when he put that out? Malcolm.
But didn't Macklemore?
Thrift Shop. That's the song out of Money.
But see, that's why the Weeknd, he went on his rant.
Exactly. He went on that boycott.
And so now y'all care about the same platform that stubbed the black man, right?
I mean,
because it's cool too. It's cool. I won't say it's cool, but I like when people or organizations, they notice that they're doing something that's not right and not just acknowledging it when somebody put them on blast and fixing it. It'd be different if they was just like, oh yeah, we sorry, and then nothing changed.
Yep.
I think it's all gonna come out in this lawsuit. I was just talking to Aubrey the other day.
That's real?
Yes.
That's
Sadly.
lame as hell.
So sad, so lame. You know what's crazy about, the Kendrick versus Drake whole, battle with beef? I feel like it was a real battle of the cultures, I guess you could say, when it comes to just rapping.
Drake ain't got no damn culture. What you mean battle of the cultures?
Exactly. Culture vulture.
I was going to transition to that. Because it's sort of, I guess you could say, is parallel to how PWIs and HBCUs could be. You know what I'm saying? You got someone, Kendrick, Black Power, HBCUs, representing everything black. You know what I'm saying? You got Drake, backed by the institution, the big machine. You know what I'm saying?
The institution being Lil Wayne? That's
the institution being Universal
Mr. Carter?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I don't know. I'll say also, like, even with that analogy with like how Kendrick and then with HBCUs, it's the same with just like being, well, I can't speak because I went to HBCU, but I'm pretty sure since you guys went to PWIs, having your black culture and you in a large non-black setting, you gonna rep yourself too. So especially if you at the, I don't know, do y'all have homecomings, like concerts?
No, Mizzou started homecomings.
We actually started homecomings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Aww. Nothing like a HBCU homecoming. So
That
that's
is
what I'm
also
saying.
true. Also true.
Yeah,
So
we ain't got no Rod Wave or nothing like that coming to our.
we have
We had Trippie Redd one year.
that's
what
about
song he
it.
sing?
You don't even know.
Hey, yo,
There you
let's.
go, fake it. We ain't even finna speak on Trippie Redd,
We
but
had Shaq come out to our school. DJ
he was on the white
Diva.
side. Though. He was on the white side.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. But when it comes to you going to, your HBCU, you went to Jackson State, right?
yes. Not only when I graduated magna cum laude from the illustrious Jackson State University.
I know
that's a beautiful institution.
Like excellence. So when it comes to, you being at Jackson State, what was your biggest factors that made you go to an HBCU over a PWI?
So for me, my parents, they did instill going and being at HBCUs, getting into your culture, but at the same time, they also told me to go where I can afford.
Facts.
And so I graduated high school in 2020, and so I was a COVID kid. One of the schools that I was going to lost scholarships. They didn't have no money. So my mom said, pick the cheapest option, go.
That's real.
And so Jackson, it wasn't even just it being one of the cheapest options. It's when I visited, I think I was a junior in high school. It was amazing. It was, even though it was the springtime, the campus was live. The group that I went with, they influenced us to go and just talk to the people that were on campus. So when it was time for me to go to school, I went, and I actually didn't know anything about Jackson State outside of like my short visit on like a bus tour. But I didn't know anything about Jackson State. I didn't know about the culture and how deep it ran. And also being at an HBCU in the South is different as well than just like, the ones in the North on the East Coast. It's different from being in the South. So I say being around my folks and being around my people, that's one of my biggest influences.
I love that. I love that. And that, what's crazy when it comes to people saying like, being in the HBCU in the South, it's different. And I heard that you're not the first person to tell me that. What were some of the things that like makes it so different from like going to an HBCU in Oklahoma or I don't know, in Texas or something?
Yeah, HBCUs in Oklahoma.
Come on, brother.
Yeah, Langston University.
Might as well say South Dakota. You're gonna say Oklahoma. Is it college?
Yeah, I don't know if they.
Nah,
I think
they're part of the SEC.
Who is?
Is it Oklahoma?
Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah. They just became.
I don't know nothing about that. I'm not a sports gal.
Oof, I hate that for you.
But you said, wait, repeat the question. You said something about
what was like the biggest difference from going to a HBCU in the South versus like from your point of view, HBCUs in the East or all the way on the West Coast or something like that?
All right, so HBCUs in the South, really the main southern states, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia. A lot of people don't consider Texas to be like the deep South, but I still consider some of Texas. Yeah, the dirty South, real
dirty
deep.
South.
And Florida. Florida got
FAMU,
Bethune-Cookman, FAMU. I think it's Talladega in Florida.
Yep.
I think so. I don't know. But they have a few HBCUs in Florida, but the deep South southern states, I feel like it's richer in Black culture, African American culture, because they were started after slavery. We wanted our education so bad that we went and we did our own thing. And it's historically Black for a reason. You can't, pop up a school in 1900s and say you historically Black. You got to go back to the 1800s or even the early 1900s. But I say the biggest difference that I've seen is just the HBCU culture in the South. A lot of people have that Southern hospitality, especially me coming from the Midwest, going to the South my freshman year. I said, y'all too nice.
It was different.
It was different. It was very different. And so, not even just Black, oh my goodness, not even just like Black culture. It's more like with football culture,
Mm-hmm.
band culture. I schools in the north, they cool and all, but the
Man,
swag band, you ain't never
no
heard
different.
nothing like it.
I
And
swear.
so that's some of the biggest differences for me.
Yeah,
I
I'd
swear.
say that I would agree with that. I went on college tours since my freshman year of high school all the way through senior year of high school, and it was only like HBCU college tours. Oddly enough, I did go on one Midwest college tour. We're gonna get back to that a little later. Me choosing my PWI. Out of all the college tours, all the HBCU college tours, I would say the South was definitely different than the East for HBCUs. I felt like the South HBCUs definitely felt like home. Some of my favorites were in Georgia, Texas, and Arkansas, actually.
Mm.
And yeah, it's literally nothing like it. Now, the East, HBCUs, you get into NCAT, you get into Hampton, Howard, all of those, so the big names, whatever.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't think compared to, I felt like where I could have grew as a person, the South was definitely
Yeah.
had that.
Most definitely. And you
Yeah.
know what's crazy? Um, like looking back on it, there are days where I genuinely wish that I went to a HBCU over.
Really?
Yeah, I swear. It's crazy. Especially, as crazy as times have been, we elected racist folks in the White House or, having racist administrations or racist
Yeah.
policies, up at Mizzou. That time and time again just show like their lack of care for, black students or minority students and whatnot.
I mean, it wasn't that much better in the South either,
That's also true.
especially in Jackson. Imagine
Yeah.
snowstorm come, knock
Mm.
out the power, knock out the water, ice
Mm.
on the roads. Mind you, this Mississippi.
Yeah.
Snow? Why is this happening? No water, no power for a month.
Mm. How was
Mm.
the experience? Because I remember, that happening to you all. Like you all were like the main.
It was crazy. It was insane. I was a freshman. It started snowing on Valentine's Day.
Oh, man.
They said if you got a car, get something because the snow was coming and it was blowing down.
Mm.
Wake up, get a message saying no water in the city of Jackson. Pipes busted, pipes frozen. It's not happening. Bottles of water. I'm glad that I had people that was able to get me to the store and get stuff for me, but our governor don't give the governor of Mississippi, these are my personal opinions.
Mm.
This is not a reflection of Jackson State University, but the governor of Mississippi did not care.
Mm.
When they had to put up a whole law to change the flag of Mississippi from being parts of a Confederate flag, yeah,
That
we
was so
just
crazy.
got that change in 2020.
That's insane.
Yes. Even during the election season during 2020 when it was Trump versus Biden,
Yep.
getting group chat messages, random people texting phones talking about some don't come outside, we gonna lynch you, all
Really?
that type of stuff. Yes. It was insane. It was, and I already know Missouri. If
Mm.
you in the rural areas in Missouri, it's gonna be like that too. So it was just about the same.
It really was,
Yeah,
though.
it really, really was. The rural areas, yeah. Mizzou campus as a whole, they didn't play that shit though.
Facts.
No, I feel like
Y'all
our
had a
black.
closed campus.
No,
No, it's dang near downtown Columbia.
yeah, it
Mm.
was
Think about
open.
it.
No, it's open. I know what you mean by closed. Ain't no curfews, ain't none of that stuff.
Oh.
24/7 campus. Come and go as you please.
Mm.
And
Mm.
like you said, the rural spots. So like it's multiple different ways to go to Mizzou, right? But if you do take the rural roads instead of taking I-70, which is the main road, you're gonna see nothing but the MAGA flags. You're gonna see
Right.
nothing but them Trump flags. You're gonna see nothing but, you know,
Mm.
Republican or whatever support. And so it's
Yeah.
humbling. And because the first I went up to Mizzou on a tour and I didn't see none of that. We took I-70, but of course, going over my parents, my dad want to take the quickest road. We're gonna take the back roads, whatever, whatever. And doing that, he's seeing all that Trump stuff. He like, where you
You gotta
going?
get the hell out of here.
Where you going, young nigga? I'm like, type shit.
Type shit.
Got to go.
Man,
Right. Yeah.
But I will say though, I think it's crazy how you connected how like just like how Mizzou's administration didn't show necessarily that they cared about minority students, even going as far as to encasing a whole statue in like a glass case. Do you remember that, Mo?
Yes.
So
What?
Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, but Thomas Jefferson
Statue is on Mizzou, right?
Yep.
Thomas Jefferson is a well-known slave master.
Slave master. Yes.
Hundreds of slaves. You raped
thousands, nigga, not hundreds.
You hear me? And so we brought it. I think this was around 2020, wasn't it? Or was
21.
a little later. So, a bunch of students on the campus, we all signed a petition to get it removed because wise, just like how the flag, for Mississippi, why are we still like glorifying?
Why are we still living in these views?
So
and accepting it.
And accepting it. That's the craziest part about it. And accepting it. And so, we signed. It was thousands of students signing a petition, wanting it to get taken down, whatever the case may be.
Staff too.
Staff too. It wasn't just.
So I'm assuming it didn't get taken down.
No.
Instead of
you know what they did? They put a whole sanctuary around that man.
Yes.
When I say sanctuary, I mean like protective sanctuary, so nobody can vandalize. Because it was at the point people was about to start vandalizing it. Yep. But now, if you go in the police department on campus, you will see nothing but cameras on that man. They got lights at night and everything. And so
they could have just took it down and replaced it with a unity post.
Something.
Nah, they're not doing that.
Okay.
And if you go up to it and do anything to it, they arrest you for vandalism. What is it? Their property or whatever. Mm-hmm. And yes.
Crazy.
24/7 cameras on that man. That's why they got it in the police department.
Mm-hmm. And I remember around the time when the petition started and when like hype was growing when it came to just getting it taken down. It turned out that a lot of the donors for Mizzou were expressing to Mun Choi, which is the Mizzou's University of Missouri president. He oversees UMSU, Mizzou, UMKC. They were telling him like, "Yo, if you get this taken down, we're taking our donations away. Like we're not going to be donors anymore," which is crazy. Crazy.
That's how them folks work.
Yeah, and so
that's how them folks work. If you don't support my views, but even then. I'll say this. It's wrong. Mm-hmm. But if I'm giving you money to support my views and you don't support my views no more, I'm going to pull my money.
Mm-hmm. And that's how it is.
When you supporting it on the wrong tip, though.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's how it is for public institutions, though. Public institutions get their money from donors and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Private, they can do their own say-so. Okay, let's just take that down, whatever. They can put curfews on the campus and all that different stuff. They can... force people to take down posts. That's a whole nother story too.
But force people to take down posts.
Yeah, if you're a student and you make a post and about school, or you go to the school as a private institution, they can't force you to take down that post or suspend you because of your post, or different stuff like that. They can't force you to take down your post. They can suspend you because of your post. Or they can't.
I'm not saying you can't force me to take down shit.
Yeah.
Love the thought.
Yeah, they can't force you. They could just, say, they can expel you.
Slander in the school type.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
there was a whole nother situation about that.
Yeah.
If you remember.
But that's, as a public institution, they can't do nothing. It's in the police hands, stuff like that.
Yeah. So when it comes to you being at a HBCU, after like your experience there, what was like the biggest misconceptions that you had for it before going there and that you realized, after, your whole experience?
It's probably a couple. I'll say first, a lot of people don't support HBCUs because they cost too much and they don't give money.
Mm-hmm.
My view on that is yes and no. If you're going to HBCU, that means you need to grind and you need to go find that money
Mm-hmm.
because that's the only way I survived through school. You got a whole website full of scholarships that nobody applies to. But the school gonna cost as much as it's gonna cost. Either you get financial aid, which I feel like all HBCUs have a financial aid issue. Well,
Facts.
if you get that financial aid or you go and you work for them scholarships. And so people say, oh, I don't want to go to no HBCU because it costs too much, but they only look at Howard and Spelman and
Mm-hmm.
Morehouse and any of the other schools that cost 39 or 30,000 or more.
Arm and a leg.
Man.
Yeah.
Literally, like you can't have those dreams to go to Hampton and go to the other schools. You can do that. But you got to get that money on. If you can't get that money on, go and find
You got
another HBCU that fits your bracket.
them
You got the
test scores
smaller
too.
schools. You got the smaller schools in Georgia. You got the schools in Texas and Dallas. You got Paul Quinn. Look up what Paul Quinn is. It's a very small school, kind of like a high school. But if you can afford it, go.
Yeah.
So it's like that's something now people say, oh, we can't afford it at HBCUs, but they only look at the big five that pop up on Google when you search
Mm-hmm.
HBCUs. Um,
And
another, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say another misconception that I had, that changed when I got to school was that it was a party school. People think HBCUs are all party schools. Every school parties.
Facts.
If you go to a school that has a good football team or a good basketball team, your school, you're going to party.
Yep.
So people say, "Oh, Jackson State, you go there, you gonna get drunk every weekend, parties all the time. You're not gonna go to class." I never had that issue, but some people think that when you go, you just forget about all your responsibilities and go crazy. If you don't have no morals or no balance, or if you ain't get taught that growing up, then that's what you're gonna do when you get out there. But
Facts.
if your mama or your people say you're gonna go to school, you can have fun on the weekends, but make sure your business is handled. I always made sure my business was handled before I went out because I didn't play about my academics, baby.
That's real.
I was gonna go and do what I had to do. But a lot of people think HBCUs are party schools, or specifically my HBCU. They think it's a party school, and it's not. We do have parties, but it's not a party school. Um, something else, I don't know. I think also just being in Greek life, people think HBCUs have like, well, Greek life has like a hold on HBCUs. At some schools, yes, because it's a big population of people. If you had a big sports side of things at your school, people would focus on the sports, or
Yeah.
the people or the athletes would be an influence. So that makes sense. It just depends on what school you go to. I know with Jackson State, Greek life was important. Well, it was important to me when I was in undergrad, but like Greek life does have a large influence because Greek life, Greek people aren't only in just their organizations, they're in SGA, they're also athletes, they're in the music side of being in school, in the band, they're in different parts. So they make up a big, what's the word I'm looking for? They make up a big portion of the student population, but it's pretty cool.
Nice
I
stuff.
don't know. I feel like I'm rambling.
Nah,
Damn.
you good. You good. I promise.
Okay. I want to know, Khalil, what you think about what do you think are some of the misconceptions about PWIs? Being black and going to a PWI, I say that. Hold
First,
on. Before you answer, I'm sorry. Let me hear your input. What do you think?
yeah, actually, what's some misconceptions
What's
about
some
black people?
misconceptions? Or not even misconceptions. What are some conceptions that you have about a black person going to a PWI?
Me personally, I don't care where people go to school as long as you get your education and you do what's right while you at school. Go where you can afford. I always say that. So if you happen to go to Mizzou or you go to UMSL, SLU, Wash U, baby. If you go to Wash U, let me be
You
friends
got
with
it.
you.
Oh, me.
Because you got it, and that the pockets is gonna be fat by the end of the
Man.
We
I
need
think
to
it's
be
like
friends.
that's for like 80, 85 bands minimum, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just think when you go as an African American, when you go to a HBCU, not HBCU, when you go to a PWI, just be careful. I just don't want people to lose themselves.
Mm.
Lost in the
And
sauce.
And that's what I was gonna
yeah.
say. I feel like that's a big misconception. Although there
Misconception.
are people that are Oreos or that get lost in the sauce on
Yes. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay.
crowd or
Yeah.
whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Uh,
Wait, what?
I mean, I feel like a lot of people if they go to HBCU, they see a guy that go to a PWI, they think he's whitewashed. And I
Mm.
I will say there are people that are whitewashed. Like sometimes I do see some brothers, sometimes I do see some sisters that, you know, think they are,
If they told the milk,
you know what I'm saying?
if
They
they
love to
little
go in the
Oreo in the
snow.
milk.
They love the cold. You feel me? I like
Brother.
the warmth. I like chocolate,
I
you know.
like the warmth. I need the
You feel me?
skin
I
and
like the
the
salted caramel, the
You
butter
hear me? I
pecan.
like, yeah. So I do believe that's a misconception that everybody's gonna be like whitewashed or anything like that.
And
When
we've
there's
been.
like
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, although it's not the HBCU experience, obviously, there is a black side to PWIs to make you at least
yeah.
feel like you're at home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're with the people all the time. You feel me?
Yep.
Oh, I got a question
Oh, what's
Go
up?
ahead.
because it makes my back just ache
Mm-hmm.
when I hear people, specifically Black people at PWI, say, "Oh, we just like a mini HBCU." Why do y'all say that? Like when
I
with the small group of Black people that y'all when y'all come together, some people always say, "Oh, we a mini HBCU." No, y'all not.
I feel like that category comes about. That's just like saying, hold on. What's the analogy on these? Um, oh my God, that's like saying a group of guys playing basketball. They think they could, play professionally or something like that. That they can be in the league or do something like that. Whatever, right? It's just the illusion that that the close home feeling that they have, that the institution that they set around themselves. Because I feel like at some times I did go to school with all Black people until I sat in my engineering class, and I'm like,
Yeah,
damn.
yeah, the white folks.
Okay, I get
But
it. I
if
get
you
it.
surround yourself, which in a lot of cases I did surround myself in nothing but black club organizations, whatever, you're gonna feel like you're at a Black college, and the only other name for a Black college is a HBCU.
That's
Yeah.
real.
And
And
so, yeah,
I get it now.
it
Nobody
was
ever really
like,
explained it. I would just always see that. I'm like, what is that supposed to mean?
yeah, it's
yeah,
just like another word of saying I'm at my own little Black college, even though you're at a PWI. And so the only other word for a Black college is what? HBC.
HBCU. That's
HBCU.
real. I was
Okay.
just gonna say, like, a lot of the time, especially for me and my friends, we were surrounded by Black orgs. We were in Black orgs. We had nothing but Black friends. On the weekends, you went to the Black parties and whatnot.
Hmm.
You actually were
Still, I,
mentored.
I was at Mizzou for 5 years, and I've never went to a white party.
Never in my life have I went to a white party.
So I'm just like,
I'm
and I
genuinely
still
scared of
find
this
that
stuff.
crazy. That's probably one of
Never
my
in my
regrets.
life.
I did want to go indulge, see what it's like
It's
to,
like a bucket list type of thing, though. It's
yeah,
not like,
drink.
oh, let's go to this party that's happening this weekend. It's like, oh, it's on
Yeah, but
my
the
mind, though.
stuff that be coming out after them parties, the
Mm-mm.
pills, they be popping Molly and drinks. Oh yeah,
Some
they
dude turned to
get down.
a vegetable because of that.
Yes.
Oh,
He
yeah.
he what?
One of the hazing processes for one of the frats, you supposed to. Oh, the dude drunk a whole
He
bottle
drunk
of
a
vodka.
gallon of alcohol upside down. And
The parents sued a fraternity, but that
Mm.
didn't go good because you got to think of all the previous frats, and these fraternities ain't the typical fraternities that you see anywhere.
Them the secret society folks.
Not even that. I'm just talking about the way they look. If you look at one of these, they're all like ginormous mansions. There are some fraternity and
huge.
sorority houses that have garages underneath the house.
Yeah.
To get in,
Them the
they
people that
have,
donate to the school.
yes, basically. And so when you try to sue their fraternity, they're gonna come back and make sure that you ain't get nothing. And so
you ain't getting nothing, and we taking some of your money.
Oh God, matter of fact, you owe us. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And I think they did charge the dude because once he joined the frat or whatever, you got to pay for the dorm. I think they charged a buddy for the dorm.
Yep.
I'm not sure, but I think so.
That's hell.
So yeah, he was like unconscious for like 7 hours.
And nobody knew.
Nobody did anything. And like last minute, they took him to the hospital. At the hospital, he was like brain dead or something like that. But
that's too bad.
It was crazy, yeah. But on the weekends, you go to black parties.
Yeah, I was about to say my misconception. Oh, with the whitewash thing, I feel like it's two cases. I've actually had a case where I had an Oreo friend, and I brought him to the light, and he was in love.
I brought him to the light.
Yeah,
and that was a good case, and I've seen that happen multiple times. Right?
Yeah.
You have those black people that grow up in nothing but white communities. Simple as that. And so when they come to, PWI, they think, okay, still at home, but no, they're not at home. You just on a bigger, what is it? I don't want to say population, but you just in a bigger population. And so that, that I feel like that's different for them. But they see the black folk and they say, okay, let's make the best of it. Nice. And and then you also have those black people that were raised in nothing but black high schools, elementary schools, on and on and on.
Yeah, I was one of those people.
They like, I see white folk. I just gotta go talk to them.
I gotta go talk to them.
Nah, play. Come back home, play. It's simple as that.
Yeah, we definitely brought some folks to the light. And I will say, as far as like people having that conception of like, oh, this is my own mini HBCU. You have black faculty mentoring you. You have like black programs like at Mizzou. A program I truly wish I was a part of that I wasn't was Mizzou's Black Men Initiative.
That is one of the best things. Yeah, I was a part of that. That's one of my best decisions I made at the school.
It's like a mentor group or something?
Yep. So they put you as a freshman, they put you in a cohort of 20 to 30 individuals that are all black males. And so that's where you see those different populations. You see the people that were raised in the suburbs and white suburbs, black suburbs, on and on and on. And that's just their background. But coming to this school, you're in a group of knowing 20 to 30 other black men. And they have a women's one as well, Black Women's Initiative. And that's neat. Off rip, you already know 20 to 30 other black people on campus, right?
Especially as a freshman, you coming in.
Especially as a freshman, especially at a PWI. So that's you already in that group. You're already in that crowd. And then the mentoring was amazing. I joined back as a mentor my second year. What they do is they put you with somebody a year above, try and group it with your major or whatever. And they mentor you in terms of, what you need to know, what you don't need to know, what you do need to be doing, what you don't need to be doing, stuff like that.
We kind of had something similar like that in at Jackson. It's called Men of Excellence.
Okay.
And so you join as a freshman. You can join as a sophomore too, but you join as a freshman and you go through mentorship with the other upperclassmen, learn how to tie a tie.
Yep.
Community service projects, professionalism, resume writing.
Yep.
They also have events that's like centered with student engagement. I'll say this because I was their miss when I joined. I think I was going into my sophomore year. I got in freshman year into my sophomore year. I was the miss of the organization. So making connections with the girls on campus as well. And so goodie bags, candies, doing different games, talent shows, just stuff like that with student engagement to bring in the young men that's coming from different places.
It's also representation a part of it as well. Because one of the things that we had to do on Wednesdays, we had to dress up. Yep. And so you see our brothers, like 20, 30 of them, whatever. And you'll know who they are because they are dressed up. You'll know that they're part of that, they're part of that cohort because, they fly. At first, I didn't like it, of course. I'm like, I'm dressing down. Why I gotta put on this suit? Why I gotta put on this, whatever.
But it matters.
But it matters. You represent.
It matters, yeah.
Because, and one thing that I didn't know, my own misconception, a lot of these white folk, you are their first impression.
Yep.
So your first impression should always be the best impression. Simple as that. Probably gonna be their only impression. And so, that's something I did not know. I didn't know that I would be the first Black person that these people are meeting. I'm the first Black friend for a lot of people. And it's just like, and of course their first Black friend name is what? Jamal.
From Chicago.
From Chicago.
I mean, I see why you think that. Do you think, let me back up. I see why you think that. In my opinion, yes, first impressions for everybody across the board. Yep. But when you sit and think, when I left out of Jackson, I moved to Orlando, Florida, where I was doing my internship. I was surrounded by all white people. I grew up around Black people, elementary, middle, high school, college. Yep. Getting thrown into a whole totally different environment. Them white folks did not care about their first impression for me.
No.
They didn't care. They said what they wanted to say. Even we at work, you talking crazy. This is my first impression of you. Mm-hmm. And so I get, putting a good rep for Black people in front of other cultures and other races. But them folks don't care when they talk to us crazy. It don't matter if it's the first or the second Black person they ever met in their life. They gonna talk how they talk, whether it's negative, positive, or they be talking about drugs a lot.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, and I'm
like, whoa,
not regular weed or alcohol.
Weed. I'm talking about
the
that
hard, you know what I'm saying? The hard stuff.
Let me heat up that phone real quick. Like,
so it's like we could do all the good impressions, but just be yourself.
Yeah, and we gonna get into that because I got, like you said, that same thing, going to all white internships in the middle of nowhere. You like, dang,
yeah,
this ain't the same. I thought Missouri was bad. Nah,
yeah, for real.
Yeah,
no, in fact. So going to Jackson State, what's been your favorite thing about the whole HBCU experience?
I say my favorite thing would be building a family away from family. Mm-hmm. Like, Khalil, we come from a big family.
Yeah. Facts.
And most of my family is here in St. Louis. And so when I moved to Jackson, Mississippi, it's like 7.5 hours away, almost 8 hours when you're driving. And we only drove.
Yeah.
We only drove. We did not fly.
Yeah, that's real.
We was road tripping.
I can tell, yeah. Black shit.
We was driving. And so being so far, when I first got down there, my mama, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss you." I did not cry. Like, bad.
I'm like, "Oh,
don't do my TT like that."
The road. I'm trying to go out.
You hear me?
And then we had just came out from quarantine. Boy, I said, "I love you so much, Mama. Go home."
When are you getting on the road again?
We'll go.
All right,
so
what
when
y'all
I got
do?
there, I was like, I gotta meet everybody I need to go in and just be out. It was still COVID. Our classes was virtual. We wasn't going to them. We only the freshmen were on campus.
I remember that. Oh my God.
Only the freshmen were on campus. So you got on that Zoom, you turned that camera off, and you went about your day.
Wait, last person in the call.
Like, exactly, because they sleep.
You got a question? No, I ain't got no question. My bad.
Yeah, exactly. So it just I don't know. I feel like with being at an HBCU and making my mark with my friends, with my different organizations I was in, even the faculty and the community outreach I did, and meeting people that own businesses around Jackson, it really brought a big sense of community for me, especially being so far away. I had to put my feet in the ground and grow some roots when I was in Jackson.
Most definitely. I feel like that's one of the most beautiful things about college, really being able to grow your roots as an individual, because growing up, we're surrounded by family, especially with big families like ours. You're surrounded by the same friends you've known for the longest. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? So being out in a space where you're by yourself, where you're basically having a reset, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying, on the type of person that you are. I think that's one of the most beautiful things that comes
And
from college in general.
you're defining
Yeah.
the person that you are. You're making the person that you are. High school,
Yeah.
you still I want to. College, I am. I
I
am
am.
gonna
Yep.
be whatever, simple as that. You making it happen on your own.
Mhm.
What's your favorite thing about, going to the zoo? Okay, money.
Man, favorite thing about going to Mizzou. I would say same as Reaghan, building my family away from home, meeting y'all, meeting, BPSN or Trey, CJ, all them folks. Another thing was showing how vast and how high I could truly go. Like honestly, yeah, I could have done the same thing at an HBCU, but meeting different faculty like Stackman.
Stacks. B stacks.
Whew, money man for real. But meeting faculty like him and showing, um, I guess you could say removing I guess the prejudice I had against white people, as far as
Mm.
like the upper institutions, because growing up, I thought any white person in a
It was
institution,
bad.
you hear me? They the devil. They all
That I
Ronald
feel like
Reagan.
that's a family thing.
They all Ronald Reagan in my eyes,
Well,
But
my
being,
dad,
Not
yeah,
for real.
my
you know what
dad
I'm saying?
instilled that in you, boy. He like,
You
don't
hear
touch
me?
them, boy.
But
He trying to give you a little
meeting,
money.
you
No, don't do
feel
that.
me?
Don't do
You
that, man.
giving us free tickets.
I'll give you a little money, man.
Oh God. But yeah, so meeting faculty and really just showing me that not all upper institution white folks are bad. Like being able to show myself that I can build those connections and really just showing um what it's possible in the professional world. I met a lot of amazing folks um who were in different institutions like with the J school because before I switched to being a business marketing major, I was in the J school and they had a
What's J
program,
school?
journalism.
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 Journalism. Oh, I could have made that assumption.
But they even had like programs for being at ESPN, you know what I'm saying? I was even able to have an internship at the local news station with someone who works at ESPN right now, Christian McDonald. Me and him, we used to be
D-Mac.
at the local news station up at Columbia, which made me realize I ain't even like it. But being able to have those experiences, some of my favorite things about Mizzou, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
World-class experience.
For real. Yeah.
World-class experience.
Yeah.
I can say the same, man. First thing I got to hit on is going to be that family, not just family, but community. Because I was a part of so many different families. I made sure all my friend groups are like, simply families. And they all started on Sunday nights with
Power.
BPSN. And like one of the things that I did was with our friend group on Sundays, I would cook food. We would watch Power. Afterwards, we would just chill. And it was crazy.
That's cool.
It's so crazy looking back how many times we could have all been arrested.
Oh my
Why?
Arrested?
Oh my
Why?
We got bottles in the dorm, bro. When
Like,
I
what
make
are you
my
doing?
food,
Oh, as long as everybody's mouth is just shut, hey, you ain't got to worry about all that.
I'm off with full with food.
I was full of food. Don't get me wrong, but we out in the open with bottles, like
We was in the study lounges with that. What
in
were we
these study
doing?
lounges.
Okay, study lounges, you
What were we
pushing.
doing?
I don't know.
I'm
And like,
thinking you in the dorm suite or something.
yes, we in the dorm, out in the open. Like anybody
in
walk by it. Clear windows.
clear windows.
Sometimes the lounges in here had doors. We just out.
Yeah.
Hey, pass that leg, young.
Past that, what was it? What was that?
That's a
Pink Whitney. That Savetka.
Pink Winnie is
Oh
wild.
my goodness.
That Jack Daniels, but
Triple.
But it's crazy. I would just say the families I created there is probably one of my favorite things. That's going to be something I hold close to me. So we got BPSN, we got NBMI, we got a lot of ASA on and on and on.
Oh man,
And everything. And then just knowing that I actually learned that the sky's the limit going to that school. Something a lot of people don't know. I actually got my research funded by NASA. And so just, hearing NASA, it always just give me chill because it's like, damn, I'm just a young nigga from the go, like, and that's insane. Showing me that the sky's the limit in terms of my work ethic. I worked 3 jobs. I was a full-time student and I had my own catering business. And so if I can do all of that, just imagine what I could do,
What was you cooking?
Everything. Anything you need, I got. That's
Alfredo.
That's what it is.
Niggas love Alfredo.
Niggas love Alfredo. Yeah. But no, it's just like internships. I worked for Delta Airlines. And so like it's just from a little small ass school in Missouri. I'll go anywhere. Almost nobody ever heard of that school, which is crazy because I think it's a big school, whatever. Mm-hmm. But you go out to Atlanta, you say, yeah, I'm from Mizzou. What's that? I go to Indiana, I'm from Mizzou. What's that? It's just like, dang, okay.
Crazy.
University of Missouri.
Yeah, exactly. But I would say that is one of my favorite things. Just the bandwidth, the experience that I had, and that's something I will never regret.
Facts.
But we're gonna get into that later on because
that's facts. So
but it is good things, it is bad things. Mm-hmm. What's your pros and cons of going to your HBCU?
Pros and cons.
Let's just say going to an HBCU instead of your HBCU.
Yeah, not yours specific.
I'll say, well, I can only speak for mine, so I'll just speak for mine. A lot, or if not almost all HBCUs are located in the hood. Either in the hood, in the city, or in the country. Alcorn. Y'all ever heard of Alcorn?
Georgia.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh wait, where's that? Mississippi. Oh yeah. I'm thinking of Albany.
Oh yeah. That's in. I think that's in Georgia. But yeah, Alcorn is in Mississippi.
Yep.
That is the country.
Ooh.
When I say country. Yeah. That's the country back there.
Cornfield, wheat.
Exactly.
Produce. Hard working.
And so I'll say with that, with Jackson State being, even though it was in the capital, even though it is in the capital of Mississippi, it's not a city that looks like it's the capital. It's not fully funded. It's potholes up and down the street. It's constant construction. Water issues, bad pipes. We have an open campus. There's been plenty of times where people have come onto the campus, done crazy stuff, left. We had a large homeless population coming onto the campus, falling asleep in the academic buildings. We had a man come on, falling asleep in academic buildings, just like laid out on the ground. We had a man when it was my last semester when I was a senior. I'm taking graduation photos with my cap and gown on for the school, and we go on lockdown because some man walking around with a rifle, just on campus. Just on campus.
What?
Open carry state, so he just walk on campus and just walking around. He'll walk behind the buildings, and he was walking around just disrupting the peace. And so I'll say the biggest con would just be how much they didn't care about the safety of the students. That's my opinion. I feel like Jackson State didn't care about the safety of the students. Again, these are my personal opinions. Do not sue me. I pay my debt, not to financial aid and FAFSA, but I pay my debt in spirit while being in school. So this is my personal experience. And people that I would go to school with and I graduated with, they can say the same thing. Jackson State did not care about our safety. We had plenty of students in my 4 years die on Jackson State's campus.
Really?
From gun violence.
That is
gun violence is
insane.
crazy.
Gun violence.
That is insane.
So to know that's just my biggest pro. Now I'm not saying it don't just happen at Jackson State.
Right.
It can happen at PWIs. You got the guy getting hazed in his frat, dying, but it gets swept under the rug. Don't nobody hear about it outside of Mizzou.
Yeah.
It can happen at any school. I'm pretty sure at other HBCUs has been some problems there as well. So it's like I can only speak for me. Jackson State didn't put enough emphasis on the security of the students. But a pro that I will say to cover up the bad, we had a lot of school spirit.
Go team.
Go team.
Go
Tigers. Go Tigers. So we had a lot of school spirit. Jackson State, the culture of Jackson State was live.
I was gonna say, I know, especially with Dion up there.
If I hear about that, I'm sorry.
He who shall not be named. My fault.
Y'all, I'm telling you, for the people who are watching, to a regular Jackson State student, not on the football team, we don't know that man. He didn't really do anything for Jackson State. He supported the football team and their dreams and whatever, but outside of that, he didn't do nothing for me. So I can't speak on him, but the culture of Jackson State was live before him, and it's continuing to be live after he left the football team in despair. Right. So I say the school spirit you can't come for Jackson State people because we're gonna read you down. We'll fight each other in house, but when we step outside, you ain't talking about us.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
That's what I will say about
it's not happening.
Now one big family.
Yeah, right. So with that, I say we are one big family. So
yeah, my dream school was Prairie View. I don't know if you ever heard. Oh
my gosh,
I have heard of Prairie View.
That was my dream school, but you're getting, like you said, money. Money played a factor.
That money on for Prairie View, baby.
And I think they wanted like 45.
I was gonna say 45.
It's a beautiful campus, though.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. So I'm like, I think I might go there for grad school or something like that. I got to get it out of my system. Yes, the college tours, they pushed me towards Prairie View and NCAT, because I wanted to do engineering, and so I'm like, what's the big dogs? And Prairie View and NCAT. Simple as that.
What about you, Ma? What's your pros and cons?
Pros and cons?
Yeah.
Cons. Let's see, pros, whatever. Oh man. About the institution or my experience?
Your experience. We can go on and on about the institution.
Cons are gonna be them classes. Going to PWIs. I don't know how it is for HBCUs. But for bigger campuses, I think it was like 30K population at Mizzou. Yeah. And so them Gen Ed classes, 500, 300 students in a class, right?
Whoa.
So off that, you will probably be like 10 people in that 300 that's a Black person. So that show you, your population. And out of that 10 people, how many of those 10 people gonna rock with you? Because I can tell you that them white folk ain't gonna rock with you like that.
They low key, they be looking at you crazy too.
And then this is just one big con. It filters. So from that 10 and that 300, let's say sophomore year is going to be a 100 person lecture class. You might see 5. And then you see junior and senior, that's when you're in your core classes to get your degree.
You're seeing the same people every day, and it's
3.
Good.
It went from 5 to 3. 3 in an 80-person lecture. And then we get into my senior year. It's me and my boy Lawrence, or me and my friend Maya or Chanel. And it was like 1 or 2 max in those classes. And so let's say that they wasn't rocking with you. Who are you going to talk to? Because how it goes is, in these classes, you got the fraternities and sororities already in their cliques. And besides that, you got the other orgs. You got the, what is it called, mechanical engineering or whatever. Mizzou Space Program, or all those different things. So everybody in their clique, If you ain't got no clique, which 9 times out of 10 you don't, you're on your own.
That's so well.
And
See, I think it sucks to say, them being on their own, because if you don't got a click, find somebody.
find somebody. And
Somebody,
that,
it don't even matter if it's, your people. If you in
yeah,
that class and you don't talk to nobody,
yeah.
you,
And
you
so
might be the problem.
that's what I was about to say. And I
The
say
common denominator.
that pushed me to my pro. It made me get out of my shell. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, two big things. One, you are paying that damn professor. Go talk to that man. Go talk to that lady. Whatever. Go talk to them because at the end of the day, you paying them. So that was one of my biggest things. I'm like, I'm scared to go up to this professor. But I'm like, nah, that professor got it on my name. And I feel like all my professors did know my name, not only because I'm the only Black person in the class. And so let's say you go missing for a day, you take a sick day, whatever. They gonna know that you ain't there. Next time I'm in office hours, they're like, everything okay? I saw you wasn't in class. I'm like, nigga, like,
Nah, for
hey,
real.
bro.
I was just gonna ask that. I was gonna say, with Jackson, when you said it's 300 people in one room,
Yeah.
it was 300 people in my graduating class.
Oh
Eesh.
no, no,
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah.
that's
uh,
Yeah.
that's insane.
to
Facts.
to know that that's a classroom and that is
Yeah.
my class,
Mhm.
that's crazy.
Calc one,
But
500 students. And
Yeah.
so, and I will tell you, being Black, being Mexican, being Asian, whatever, your professor, I feel like it's still easier for a Black person. Your professor will know when you're not there. So they already know who you are based off of you being a little speck or whatever in the class. Go introduce yourself. That pushed me on my shell. Another thing, the students. Students are cool as fuck. You just gotta
You
simply
gotta
talk to them.
interact with the NPCs. That's all it is.
Yeah.
what's that?
Non-playable
Non-playable
character.
characters. You like it's a video game.
It's a little, yeah, whatever. But
Okay, that
yeah,
must be some gaming term.
Yeah, my fault, my fault.
but for real, just go talk to them. And on some real stuff, I started talking to them a lot more, talking to the students in my class a lot more because we were in groups. Because I did end up joining their orgs and stuff like that. My freshman year, I was in nothing but Black orgs. Me and Khalil was in the same. I think we was in like 6 orgs our freshman, 6 or 7 orgs our freshman.
Facts.
And so, it got to the point where I recognized I'm not in that clique. I'm not in that Mizzou Space Program clique. Those are all scholars. Everybody, they all getting 90s plus on the test. And another thing, they pass down exams in that class. I mean, in those cliques. So you got to get in that. You got to get in
Get
there.
in, yeah, get in where you fit in. I say, like, my junior year of college was one of the hardest for me.
Mm.
I was going through it, like, identity wise, and still trying to keep up with school and trying to get my social life and all of that. And so I got me a tight classroom group. Baby, if I'm not coming, somebody please sign my name on the road.
That's real. That's
Please.
real.
Who got the assignment for tonight? Somebody please send it. I promise I'm not gonna copy word for word, bar for bar. This is allegedly.
Right.
Right.
Allegedly.
Allegedly was happening.
Yeah. But
No.
and I would say that the biggest pro out of all of that from me is where I am now. Engineering, I hate to say it, is a white man's world.
Ooh, yes. For sure.
And so being able to navigate through my school, being able to navigate through my job or my previous internships, it all came from my school. And the other pro, of course, is gonna be the community. I ain't seen nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it. They gonna ride or die all the time. Something go wrong, they gonna be there. Yeah, and yeah, yep. What you got, Kay?
I mean, for me, as far as cons, I would say the same. My freshman, sophomore years, I had classes of like 400 students, principles of democracy, and principles of journalism and democracy. 470 some students. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to get
Lost.
to get lost, to feel alienated,
Yep.
And I will say that around sophomore year was around the time that I started to be like, okay, this is how I'm supposed to navigate this, that, and the third when it comes to like large groups, especially for folks that wasn't Black. in general.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Making sure I, like Ma was saying, went out my comfort zone to be cool with the Indian dude or be cool with the white people. You know what I'm saying? What's so funny, bro? What's so funny? I can't be cool with Indians, bro.
Nah, bro, go ahead, do your thing, bro.
But nah, yeah. So that along with um internalizing how the administration was towards black people, um, a lot of the times whenever there was some sort of I guess you could say injustice on the campus, or like you can blatantly see they don't give a damn about the black students. It was easy for me to internalize that, especially after 2020, after um all the protests, you know what I'm saying, what's been going on and whatnot.
Did y'all have
Um
protests on y'all campus? Did they
yeah.
allow y'all to do that?
Hmm.
Yeah.
They really
Must be
did.
nice.
Oh damn. Wait, they didn't let y'all protest on the black campus? Type shit. That's crazy. But no, like it was so easy to internalize that. And I feel like that affected me in different areas of my life. Whether it was socially, whether it was professionally, meeting the different faculty and whatnot. Like if it wasn't for one of the faculty I met, Dr. Stackman, changing like my outlook, or even some of my professors, changing my outlook on like um my view of people up in the upper echelons of the institutions or whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
I probably really be Marcus Garvey to this day.
They're trying to keep us down.
You hear me? So that's definitely a con, having a large classroom, feeling alienated, all these white people, they will give you some sort of look like it was a weird tension in the room or whatnot whenever you sat too close to them, or they don't know how they say excuse me or anything like that.
Baby, they don't know how to say excuse me. And I feel like
Crazy.
I know you see me. I purposefully do no longer move out the way. I
You hear
found
me?
myself, oh, excuse me saying excuse me when they
Yeah,
come in my way. You see me.
you hear
Nah.
me? Like that shit is crazy. Like now I'm
Hey,
finna start
bump it
working
to
on my
me, I'll be
shoulder.
like type shit type shit.
Oh
Excuse.
God. Oh God. But so those are definitely some cons um that I'll say I experienced. Pros, like Mom was saying, community. Um, it's so important to find your tribe, to find um mentors, faculty that'll look after you, that genuinely care about your success and will put you in positions to get you higher than where you were before. It's
Mm-hmm.
very important to meet that. So definitely community. Um Another pro I would say was the opportunities that came with it. Um Different internships that you're able to be a part of, different jobs that I was able to get, or even able to like just even know about, through the
Mm-hmm.
school, whatnot. Definitely some of the pros. And then like I mentioned earlier, um having those connections with those people, having friends in high places definitely got me right. Um like the
Shit, I feel like I should add a little more pros to mine. Like, yeah.
no, you good. Team spirit was there though. Football
Yeah,
season.
that was number one. That wasn't the
Yeah.
main thing, guys. I
Football season.
promise. I promise.
Football season. Team spirit was there. School spirit, I will say, it's up there
Yeah.
for sure, for sure. But yeah, that's just some of my pros, some of my cons. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna add one more. Hold on.
Okay, okay,
So
let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go.
with being at a HBCU, y'all, you all spoke on it and just said about building a community. Definitely, definitely build your community. Make your mark
Mhm,
because I got to Jackson and I'm a I'm a standoffish type of person.
mhm,
I stand around. I'm a watch. I'm gonna interact sometimes, but when I'm in a big setting, I'm gonna just stand back and let everybody do their thing.
mhm,
That's how I used to be until I got into organizations where I had to pull my weight and I had to show up and speak about how I felt because some stuff might have been going on and I'm the only person that's seeing it
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, should I say something? Or, I mean, everybody else think it's fine, but it's not fine. Speak up.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so it taught me, being at HBCU taught me how to use my voice, whether it's just something simple as putting in changing this event to make it accessible for everyone, or just doing something simple as making a popcorn donation.
Yeah.
And so it taught me how to be empathetic and put myself in places where I wouldn't actually see myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another thing with going to Jackson State and graduating from there is a big deal. In my opinion, it's a big deal because people come into Jackson State, they get caught in their party life. It's a lot of people I came with freshman year that I have not seen since first semester freshman year.
Yeah.
And so making it all the way through with the trials and tribulations that my class had to deal with it's a big deal to me. And so knowing that I can go to school in Mississippi, I go through a small department in the liberal arts building
Mm-hmm.
with we had like 25, 30 people in my little psychology department of people graduating. And so to know that my small group, we all graduated, we saw it through. Some of my classmates, they going on to grad school, some of them getting married, some
Man.
people went to the service. So it's just like to know that coming from Jackson State, we didn't let our trials and tribulations defeat us. We kept going. And so that's also something. Being at a HBCU, a lot of people think that you come in there and you play around.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't playing around.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, and I heard that about HBCs. I heard it's like, you got to do it on your own, or nobody else gonna do it for you.
Yep.
Nobody else gonna do it for you. Nobody else gonna help you take those classes. At the end of the day, everybody trying to get that degree and get out.
Yep.
They're gonna help you, but you gotta
Exactly. They're
want it
gonna
for yourself.
give you the material.
Yep.
My professors that give you the material. If you ain't reading, if you're not looking at that syllabus, if you're not paying attention to that Canvas notification, you will be left out. They're gonna send it to
Yep.
you one time.
Yep.
Facts.
Save it. If
Yeah.
you don't get that syllabus in August and you don't see it nowhere else, you should have paid attention. Keep your eyes wide open because you will miss something at a HBCU,
Keep it on surprise.
whether it's free food they giving away on the plaza,
Mm-hmm.
or it's random scholarships. Like I racked up on a scholarship from Regis Bank because I decided to show up and sign up and donate blood. Only person,
Oh wow.
only person that showed up, and I got the
That's
scholarship. Only person name on that list, and I showed up late.
oh wow.
Exactly. So it's like,
Jeez.
y'all, you gotta open your eyes. Don't miss nothing. Don't
And
go to your room. Don't go to your dorm. Be
I feel
out.
like that's a good preparation for the real world. Because ain't nobody gonna hold your hand. That's what a lot of my cousins say about that went to HBC. Nobody gonna hold your hand in the real world. And you go to this school, ain't nobody gonna hold your hand.
Nope. If you want that financial aid, you gotta go beat down that door.
Yeah.
Go
Man.
tell them, put it on my account. Hello, I need this. My classes are about to drop because they will shuffle their feet. And I've heard this from plenty of students at
Yes.
HBCUs.
Yes.
They
And
don't play with you.
one of my friends, he was always about them scholarships. He'd be on a UNCF every damn day.
Yep.
He was one of the people though. He was telling me about financial aid, like the schools financial aid so bad, but he made it out because he would bring flowers to the financial aid workers. He said it was this one employee. You say every first of the month he'd bring her a flower, like some flowers, and be like, what scholarships you got for me? And he'll be plugging them and all that stuff. But it's just simple things. Finding your own way, finding your own route, what works for you. I feel like that's a big thing. Yeah.
And being at HBCU, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Exactly.
Because
that's everywhere.
I came in there, I said, I don't know anybody. I might say, get out here and just start talking to these professors. I got recommendation letters. They writing stuff for me to get scholarships. I'm hosting conferences. I'm traveling to North Carolina on a random conference with TIAA. I'm doing these things and traveling in Mississippi.
Yes.
It's like you got to go out there and talk to these people, talk to your professors. They don't just, like you said, we paying them for extra things, not just this 50-minute class that we got to sit through, this 90-minute, 3 hour random night classes
Goodness gracious, yeah.
Talk to them people.
Yeah. Yes, closed mouths don't get fed. That's one of the biggest things, man.
I mean, so I know you said that one of the things that you learned going to your school was using your voice. What's something else that you learned while attending, Jackson State?
That you hold close to your heart.
That you like, yeah, close to your heart that you're grateful for.
Oh yeah, poor preparation is your fault. Have a plan F. A, B, C, D, E, F. Go all the way up. Plan for anything to happen at all times. It kind of fucked with my anxiety a little bit, but it helped because plan A, okay, it was my birthday. It was my birthday. I was turning 20. Yeah, I was turning 20. Supposed to be getting my hair done, doing all what I'm supposed to do. Hair appointment get flipped around, time get changed, gotta get my hair done at a different time. This is all girl math, by the way. I need y'all to keep up. Makeup appointment was supposed to be in the morning, but I gotta get my hair fixed, so I gotta go in the morning to get my makeup done. But I gotta wake up at ass crack of dawn to get my hair fixed. Then get my makeup appointment. Then I got to do a photo shoot. Photo shoot person, he moving behind schedule. Now it's messing my schedule up. So now I gotta go to plan B. I gotta go to my friend. She found somebody to take my pictures. He cool. He take my pictures. Hot as hell outside. Makeup start running down. Plan B. What I gotta do? My friend, she fixed me up a little bit, got me together. I'm panicking. Girls start crying on their birthday. It's a problem.
Tradition for girls to cry on their birthday for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like it's like a ritual. Maybe I don't know. But it's like always have another plan. If something is not working out, switch to something else. Don't bank on it to always come correct because it might get fucked up. So have multiple forms and multiple streams of income. When it comes to money, get your money up when you go into HBCUs. All these people talk about, oh, it's a fashion show. It's a fashion show. No, not really. But get your money up because you're gonna want to go places. You're gonna want to escape your college town. You're gonna want to go to that concert. Get it together. Another thing I say would be like choose your friends wisely. And this could be at every school, to be honest. But I could say at HBCU, you get there, you become cool with these folks, something happened, fall out, now everybody know your business. Choose your friends wisely. Not everybody got to know your whole life story. Now this didn't happen to me, but I've seen it happen to people. Now everybody needs to know your whole life story because these are still random people.
Yep.
These are random people. So my biggest thing that I took from being at HBCU was make sure you have multiple plans set in place just in case. Just
Anything
in case.
that can happen will happen.
Anything that can't happen will happen. Exactly.
That is my philosophy on a lot of different things.
For sure. I'll say for me, my most important thing that I learned that I hold closest to my heart, no matter where you at, no matter what you're going through, make your community. And that's something I applied that I learned at school, that I applied at jobs, that I applied just in the real world. Make your community. And yes. So when you do need to fall back on something, when you do have a plan B or your plan C or whatever, you can call on somebody. You ain't got to think of it all on your own.
On your own, yep.
Because your initial plan will be on your own, but it don't hurt to call on somebody when you need something. And that's what I learned at school. And it all started with B Stacks, the person that we talking about. He was a vice chancellor at the school, which is like higher up.
Yeah,
extreme higher up. And he was all
vice principal of a college. Down there.
Yeah, type shit. Exactly. So like we got close with me, Khalil, my boys. We got close with him, and then from there, it just was like the strong foundation that I needed. And also not just B Stacks, but I got all my mentors I made while I'm in school. Shout out to Donald, and on and on and on. But mentors is an important thing that you need to have, no matter what state of your life that you're in. as well as some people that you can call on, your friends, your family, whatever. And then, yeah, simple as that. So my internships, I make friends, of course, with my boss, but not just my boss. I'm going all the way up to my boss's boss. Just like, with B Stacks, the vice chancellor, whatever. I'm always going up. No matter where I'm at, I know to always go to the top of the totem pole as high as I can go. Because when something does go wrong, yes, I know I can call on my manager. Yes, I know I can call on my boss, whatever. But I want to be able to call on whatever to really make some shit happen. Simple as that. Yeah.
I put it in the chat. It's called proper planning prevents poor performance. That's what it
That
was.
is
Yep.
real.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good to have somebody to lean on, knowing that you don't got to do it all by yourself. That's
Yep.
major.
That's real. One of the biggest things that I learned in school um was definitely the fact that you have to put your plans to actions. Like it's one thing to just continue praying that something happen. Oh, please, God, just make this happen for me. Like, yeah, that's cool. You can pray about it. I'm a man of faith. I get it. But it's gonna go to nothing if you don't have any action behind what you're praying for,
Mm-hmm.
anything that you plan to do. I can plan all day. I can make lists on what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this, that, and the third. But until I put action behind my words, until I have commitment to my actions, it's just gonna be a what if, you know,
Yeah, a bunch of talk.
a bunch of talk, and your dreams are gonna remain dreams instead of being plans. You know, plans are dreams that you actually work towards. You know, um, I think I said that right. I don't know, but
Sound good.
I mean, but really just making sure that I'm actually something that I truly did learn was just making sure I'm putting in my best effort. I'm doing things with integrity whenever I do things, whenever I meet people, whenever I tell people that I'm going to do something for them. I make sure that I pull through for them. I make sure that I do the best of my ability to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that not only can they trust me for this situation, they seen that I'm able to do what I tell them that I'm gonna do with something,
I'ma do,
but
yeah.
they can trust me. They can trust that, oh, Khalil he's gonna pull through. I can trust him to do this, that, and the third, which will in turn help me with people from higher up.
Whatever. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it also helped deepen the bonds with, my community. Having people that can rely on you and you can rely on them, it only gonna make your
Mm-hmm.
bond tighter. So
And it helps with
um
your mental health as well.
facts. Facts. I can trust myself. It's one of the craziest things that I had to go through because I think like most or like some, people go through their identity crisis, like especially who they are and whatnot. But one of the things that I'm forever grateful for is the fact that I was finally able to trust myself.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to tell myself I'm going to do something, I'm planning it out. Like me and mom at the start of this year, we went over our New Year's resolution. Um, and we put in the goals that we're gonna do, and then we put like, different steps we're gonna do to reach said goals or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes to show like, okay, I'm dreaming of something, but here are the actions that I'm doing to get to said goal. And seeing like looking back and seeing how all these goals was knocked down, or seeing how I said I was going to do this for someone, or I said I was going to accomplish this in my life, and I did it. And builds trust within me. It builds a certain confidence in me that's unwavering. So now I can go
Yeah.
into any situation and know
And
that I'm
know
through the fire.
you can achieve it and go get through it. Because if you
Exactly.
keep telling yourself, well, I'm gonna do this and I can do that and I want to have this by this certain time,
Mm-hmm.
Talk
but
is
I'm
cheap.
not gonna exactly. I'm gonna go to sleep or I want to go to the gym 3
Mm-hmm.
times a week. Oh,
Yep.
but when it's time to go to the gym, I don't feel like it. It's like
Yeah.
you want these things for yourself and you want to see change, but you not stepping outside.
You're not even
And
coming through for yourself.
that's my other thing with the community. You got people to hold you accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Self accountability is his own thing, his own goal, because a lot of the time people create grace for themselves.
Right.
Um, you know, Yeah, everybody know about the grace they create for themselves. But a lot of the time when you tell people about your goals and stuff like that, they're gonna hold you to that. And so one of the biggest things was, my little cooking business. I always said I'm gonna start this up, until I got everybody saying, "Hey, I go to a party." That's all you hear when you starting that cooking business, bro.
Yeah, then it's being like, okay, so people actually want to see me do
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
Damn, now I gotta actually do it.
Yes. Yep.
For sure. The right type of peer pressure.
Yeah.
Man, for real. But yeah, so one last thing. For all those out there that's watching, whether they're debating on going to PWI, they want to go to Mizzou, or they don't know if they want to go to Jackson State, they don't know if they want to go to a HBCU. Give your best pitch on why they should go to a HBCU.
Drop your comment.
Best pitch on why someone should go to an HBCU. Going to an HBCU set me and made me see a perspective on things that being in St. Louis I couldn't see. When I went to Jackson, I came from a place that only had African American people. Born in St. Louis, raised in St. Louis, your mama, your great grandma from St. Louis.
Thanks.
So going to an HBCU, I was able to meet people of all different colors, not all different colors, all different cultures that had my same complexion. Meeting people from Ghana, meeting people from Nigeria, meeting people from Venezuela. I met a girl, she was a tad bit darker than me from South America. And I'm like, I've never met anybody from South America that looks like me or a Spanish speaking country that looks like me, knowing that there are other cultures out here that share the same experience as me, but in the diaspora. And so meeting people outside of my culture and them being in a small city of Jackson, it makes me think like these people are everywhere. And although you can get that same experience at a PWI, I'll say being at a HBCU, it strengthened my identity as a Black woman. During 2020, that's when we were faced with a lot of racial injustice. We're faced with racial injustice every day, being Black, but it was put right in my face. 17 years old, I'm seeing it. It's everywhere. It's on TikTok. It's on Twitter. It's on Instagram. It's in music. It's in YouTube. It's everywhere. And I had no other choice but to face the music and see that at my HBCU, we make changes. We come together. Although the school didn't allow us to use our voice like how they thought that we should, we did it in a way that we felt we needed to. And so having my professors have my back, have my professors, all of my professors, except for like three professors, all of my professors were Black. All of my professors had roots in Jackson State, 4 generations deep alum. And so knowing the history of HBCU culture and knowing that what they've done for Black people, because I can't speak about what PWIs do for Black people, but knowing what HBCUs do for my Black people and what they've done for me and the people that I came in with and graduated with, it gave me a sense of identity that I might step out and be in America and know that, or see and feel like nobody cares about me, but my people in my HBCU care about me and they got my back. So I say go where you appreciate it and not where you tolerate it.
That was hard. That was hard.
That's a bar.
That was a bar on me. I like that. Bar. That really is.
You got a pitch on why you should go to a PWI?
I don't. I'm gonna be so honest with you, gang.
Also,
the money right.
Yeah, the money ain't gonna be there. My pitch is simply, if you can, go to a HBCU on some real stuff.
On some real stuff, though. On some real stuff.
It is nothing nothing like being surrounded around your people. We had to make that community at Mizzou, and I'm pretty sure that community would not be there in probably like 4 years. Just of today's day and age, kids and all that different stuff. But I will say, if you can, 100% go to the HBCU, just to see Black excellence. We see Black excellence at a PWI radically here and there.
I saw it every day.
Every damn day. And when you do see it at PWI, that's not to lessen it. I appreciate it. I know a lot of amazing people that are doing amazing things. Simply as that. But it's just
nothing like being surrounded by it, though.
Yeah, nothing like being surrounded by it.
And I was engulfing myself in Black pride every day, from going to the Cave and hearing NBA YoungBoy, Beyonce, hearing Lucky Day in the Cave, going on the plaza, hearing the band play, going and walking down to the end of the plaza and walking over and seeing at Alexander West Dormitory Hall. And historically, and I think it was 1970 or 1971, Mississippi Police Department, Jackson Police Department shot up the dorm because they say they saw somebody with a rifle. Shot up the dorm, shot 2 students, 1 student, and somebody walking behind the building. And so to know that my campus has this type of culture and they recognize it and they don't just, engulf a statue with flowers and cover it with cameras. We acknowledge the history that happened on our campus, even if it was unjust and wrong. And they let people know and put a plaque out telling the history of what's going on. They don't just ignore it. So
that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
I would say I feel like PWI versus HBCU would just be like Black History Month, right? Black History Month is celebrated in February only. Versus I feel like at HBCU, it's celebrated every day. You're around it. You're around Black history. Simple as that. The dorms, the buildings, the faculty, all that is all beautiful Black history that you need to know and that you should know and that you should celebrate every day versus a month, 28 days.
The shortest month. And if it's a leap year, we get an extra day.
An extra day, but still. So, that's my take.
Yeah. Well, you heard it from us first. Go to a HBCU. Hey, actually, while you're at it, share this with your HBCU friend.
Do it.
Make sure you comment down below your favorite thing about HBCUs, your favorite experience, whatever the case may be. We're your hosts, OG Molly Mall, Khalil Almighty, with his Reaghan Perkins.
Yes, that's so Reaghan.
That's so
Reaghan. See you guys.
Yeah.
I had a great time. Thank you for having me on here.
Thank you for being on. We really do appreciate it. And we'll talk to you all later. Only on The Almighty Show.